Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's program. My name is Miss Taylor, and I will be your host. We are so happy to have you join us today for this presentation of the 5 early literacy practices based off of Every Child Ready to Read. This presentation will be geared to caregivers with children ages 0 to 18 months, also known as babies. Now, before we begin, I'd like to mention 3 really important things that you can do to fully enjoy all of the library resources and services that the library has to offer. 1, it is National Library Card Sign-Up Month, and caregivers, it is never too early to sign up for your little ones for a library card. Head to ocls.info/getyourcard for more information and sign up soon after the presentation. 2, sign up for Beanstack. Beanstack is an online interactive platform we use for book recommendations, reading challenges, and much more. You can create your free account at ocls.beanstack.org. 3, register to attend our virtual events. You can visit ocls.info/events for more information and to see a listing of all of the events we have taking place this month and beyond. All right, friends, without further ado, I am very excited to invite our presenter today, Miss Noralise. Hi, Noralise. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
I am great. I'm very excited for your presentation to learn how to incorporate the literacy practices with our little babies.
I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, caregivers, as we go through the presentation with Miss Noralise, we'll be leaving some time at the end for questions. So if you think of any questions you might have, write them down and we'll go ahead and address them at the end of our presentation.
Awesome. Thank you, Taylor. Hey, everyone at home. Thank you so much, or wherever you may be watching this presentation. Thank you so much for being here. We are just going to dive in and share a PowerPoint with you guys. And as we bring that up, as Ms. Taylor said, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, please jot them down, have them ready to send through the chat so we can answer any questions that you may have. This is Every Child Ready to Read, a caregiver workshop where we're going to give all kinds of resources for those who have babies. And these are anyone from 0 to 18 months. So we're really excited to share everything that we have today. My name is Noralise, and I'm a youth program specialist with the Orange County Library System. And I'm really excited to share something that I'm really passionate about. I have the pleasure of writing content for our community literacy programs, and I get to incorporate all of these resources that we will be talking and skills that we will be talking about today. So I'm really excited to share all of the knowledge with you all today. Now, I do want to go over some goals. This is what we hope to accomplish through our workshop today. We want to learn, and I want to teach you all about the 5 early literacy practices. We also want to engage in interactive storytime demonstrations. So the library does offer story times, and we're going to take some of those components and also do them today. So please have your baby next to you or your child next to you so that we can all have some fun together. I will also be sharing some helpful library resources with you today. And then hopefully by the end, we will build confidence. Most of what I'm going to be talking about today, you're already doing. So we just want to let you know that you're already doing it and that you're awesome. And then hopefully encourage you to continue to do it. So the 5 early literacy practices, they're very simple. And as I mentioned, they are things that you're already doing with your baby. So they are playing, reading, writing, singing, and talking. And so in today's presentation, we're going to go through each one individually and then share some tips for you guys. The first one we're going to talk about is reading. So, our children are never too young to hear a story. Oftentimes, when the mother is, carrying the baby, they even sing songs to the baby while they're in the womb or read them stories. So, they're never too young to hear a story. And then we also encourage you to read about 20 minutes a day with your baby. Now, this isn't in one sitting. I know that if you have infants and you're super busy and life is pretty hectic and you may think 20 minutes, I don't have 20 minutes to just sit down. It's throughout the day. It's telling stories of your day to the baby. It's constantly talking, and we will be talking a little bit about that skill, talking. But even like reading, picking up a book, sharing stories while they're, drinking some milk, or you're giving them some food. If you had someone else that was reading them a story. And I would like to share some books that you can actually check out at the library. And these are different types of books that we recommend that you, as a starter, that you can pick up for your baby. So we have the indestructible books. These are chew proof, rip proof, crumbling proof. I mean, babies can't do any harm to these books, which is why I love them so, so much. And your local library does have them in the collection, and they have different topics. The one we have here displayed on the screen is about food, and I love it because it has, bright colors and hopefully things that they are already being introduced to. If you have an older, maybe 15, 16, 17-month old baby, and you're encouraging them to have, healthy eating. That starts at a very, very young age. We also like to encourage a few words or wordless books. So when you start reading to your baby, it is not to overwhelm them with, a lot on the page. It is just to introduce them to words. So if you find a book that just has very, very little words, maybe it's just descriptive words because it's a book about colors. And so it's just a simple word blue on the page. And that's perfect. And you can kind of elaborate a little more however you'd like for those books as well. We want bold colors. And I do have some books here that I want to also point out. We do want bold colors. Babies, when they're itty bitty, very young, they could only see like blocks of colors. And so we do recommend the black and white ones for the younger students, or not students, younger babies. And then as they continue to grow, then you can add more complex, with colors and words and stuff like that. But black and white, we do have some of those. We actually have the one you've seen on screen, and then we have this one here. It's called Hello, My World, and it's a high contrast book. And so it's really good. It's easier for them to follow, not as hard on their eyes. And then sensory books, you want them to kind of like be able to feel that texture. At first, it may be way too much, overly sensor, load. So you don't want that to happen a lot. But yes, when they get a little older, they want to feel if it's bumpy, if it's smooth, if it's sticky. So we encourage you to also use some sensory books. One of my favorite things to share with babies are books that have photography in them. And so these are books that have pictures of people that look like them. It is a way to encourage background knowledge for them to be, oh, well, this person kind of looks like me. They have a nose that looks like mine. They have a mouth that looks like mine. Hey, we have the same color hair. And though they may not be able to communicate all of this, babies are sponges. This is why when they hit that 1.5-year-old age, they start to say everything that you say, or 2 or 3. And it's because all of this time they've been absorbing and learning everything that you have put in front of them. So books that have photography in them are really, really good. This one's Baby Up, Baby Down, my first book of opposites. And we have lots of books like this. You'll see, we have a picture of a baby there that, well, he just finished eating some applesauce and it looks just like them when they're eating too. And so it's really good to incorporate this while you are reading. Don't ever feel like you have to finish a book from start to finish. As long as you just open it, like, let's do the first 2 pages, and then your baby's kind of like, let's do something else. That's totally fine. Just keep them engaged, read to them, and have fun while you're doing it. The next one is writing. And so you may be thinking, well, my baby's way too small for writing. In fact, they're not. When we talk about writing, we're talking about those fine and gross motor skills that they need in their hands and in their body to be able to develop, so that when they get to kindergarten, they will be able to master other skills that they need. So this is a craft that we like to do at the library, and we encourage you to also do it at home. And it is paint in a bag. You take a simple Ziploc bag, and you can cut out a shape, or you can just leave the whole paper in there however you'd like, and you put it inside the paper bag or the Ziploc bag. And then you take some paint, squirt, 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 and then you put the bag in front of your baby, and they will start to run their hand all over their paint. There goes that texture that's really important that they're exploring. And then at the end, you can take it out when they're all done, and you can let it dry, and you have a masterpiece done by your baby. And it's really special, and it's also like a really cool way for you to bond with your child. Another thing that we like to recommend is that you upcycle and recycle any kind of containers that you may have at home. This may be oatmeal containers, this may be tissue boxes, or your Amazon boxes that you get to. And you can kind of, close it all up with tape, and then make a little slit and have them pull out either scarves. We have like color scarves here. They can pull this out, or if the hole is big enough, they can also pull out shirts, anything that will help them develop that gross motor. So fine motor are the little muscles, gross motor are the big muscles that help them move, the arms, the legs, the torso, all of that are your gross motor skills. So this is really cool and important for them to do as well. Measuring cups and utensils. Our older babies love water. Put them in a little bowl, like a little kiddie pool of water, and they're splashing all around. You can throw some measuring cups in there, and they're also picking up the water and putting it out, or just regular cups. Those are also really good utensils. They can't kind of grasp as much water or pick up as much water, and it has them hold the handle too. So these are things that you can do that will enhance this very important skill of writing from a very, very, very early age. Singing. I love singing. And just like it says here on our slide, singing helps children learn language. It slows it all down. And so it's really important that you try to sing with your baby a little bit. They're not looking for the best singer in the world. They're just hoping for some time to bond with their caregiver. So no shame in your game. Sing the song that you know the best with your baby. Maybe there are songs that you've sung since they were in the womb, or maybe if you're caring for a baby, there are songs that you knew as a child that you would like to also share. So nursery rhymes are perfect for singing with your baby, and it slows everything down. And also if they have like some movements as well, you can do that as well with them. So I actually want to sing some songs with you guys today. This is something that we do in story time, especially in our baby story time. There are lots of songs, and we repeat them because babies are learning. So I would love to sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider with you. This is one that you can definitely do with your baby at home. And if you're not aware or unsure how it goes, you can just listen, and we'll sing it a second time, and hopefully you can join us. So go ahead and grab your babies, give them some cuddles, and let's sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider together. We're going to take our hands and kind of make a little spider just like this. And when you're doing this with your baby, of course, your baby's not able to do the spider, but you can do it in front of them so that they can see as you sing, okay? If you know the song, go ahead and join me. Here we go. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and Wash the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Yay! We always love to cheer after singing a song. It lets them know that they're doing a great job and that you had lots of fun doing it with them. So we're going to go ahead and do that one more time. Here we go. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Good job. Awesome. So that's a traditional nursery rhyme that has been around for a very, very long time. Another one is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So this one's perfect really for any time of the day, but sometimes you listen to this song and it's like it's a really good nighttime song. So you can sing it before going to bed and having that bonding time with your baby. So we're going to do that now. So I, again, invite you to join me as we sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. If you know the hand gestures and the hand movements, you can go ahead and do that for your baby, okay? Here we go. Sing along. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Good job. Let's sing that one more time. Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Good job. Very good. So go ahead, caregivers, find your favorite nursery rhymes to share with your baby. Next, I would like to talk about talking. So children learn language by listening to you speak. So never think, oh, I'm just talking way too much, unless they're taking a nap. Let's let them take a nap. And then you can talk to them again when they're awake and alert and ready to have a good time with their child. So when they are listening, they are learning, okay? No matter how young they are, how old they get, they are still learning new vocabulary. So I encourage you to talk to them, to engage with them in conversation. One thing that is very easy, a topic that is easy to go to talk to babies with, is their body parts. Because we are constantly changing the baby's outfit. We are perhaps doing their hair, or maybe we're changing their diaper. And so we can take this opportunity to talk about their fingers and their toes and their two ears and their nose. And so never stop talking to your baby. Find different things. You can even narrate what you're doing around them. If you're home, by yourself with them, just talk to them about what you're doing. They are listening. So I'd actually like to do some body recognition with you and your baby today, and show you kind of like a little chant that we do during story time. And that's very simple. So you can do it while they're laying in the bed, or you can have them just sitting on the couch with you on your lap. And we'll do just a little chant that goes through their body parts. It's like, these are baby's fingers. So you'll point out their fingers. If you have the time, you can kind of feel their fingers so they know, and continue to say the word fingers. And as they grow, they will learn that fingers are right there in front of them. These are baby's toes, and you can touch their toes. You can kiss them, and you can smell them. This is baby's belly button. There it is. Round and round it goes. These are baby's ears. 1, 2, and this is baby's nose. You can even play peekaboo. Where's the baby's belly button? Whoop! There it is. Round and round it goes. So again, you can do this while you are changing your child's clothes or diaper, and engage them too. Another one that I love to do is more body recognition too is diddle diddle dumpling. You'll take their legs, bicycle those legs. You're doing this all the time, and it's important that you do it so that they can grow those gross motor skills too. It goes like this. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his trousers on, one shoe off and one shoe on. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John. So those are some sweet rhymes that you can do with your baby. Don't forget, talk, talk, talk to your baby. They are sponges. The next one we want to talk about is playing. So, we just love playing with our babies. We want to connect. It's the way that we make them smile and make them laugh once they found out that they can laugh, and then we can't get over it or can't get enough of it. And so we constantly want to play with our babies. And so we did give some examples earlier when we were talking about writing. So you could still grab those oatmeal containers, some boxes, and give them some things that they can pull things out of. We also want to encourage you, maybe when they're about 12 months and they can start to play, actually even younger, 8, 9 months, you could have some squishy balls that have texture. You can buy those as well, that they can kind of, pick up and practice those fine and gross motor skills. If you find any that have texture, this is kind of like a spike ball and it has a texture. This one's very hard, but they do have some that are nice and soft for your babies. You do want to incorporate some playing in that way too. And don't forget that your local library is right down the street, ready to welcome you to programs where you can play with your baby and engage as well. So we do have story times, and we'll talk about those a little later, that we encourage and foster playtime with your baby. So you could do that as well. And I'm sure most of our children have stuffies that they have around their bed or in their room or in their play area. So that's also a really good thing to have. This is just like a little squishy snake that we have that's really, really fun for babies too. And then if you can incorporate any kind of puppets, that's really great too. Here I have a little turtle. Hello. So this is really fun because you can sing your songs with puppets. You can play peekaboo with puppets too. So if you have access or the ability to get some of these, you can also have some little puppets too. Hello, friends. So find any kind of moment that you can play with your baby. It is very beneficial. So now I'd like to share a little bit about our story time. So we do have story times across Orange County for our families, and we do them online, and then we also have them in person. And so we have our baby time is called Tiny Tales. And that is specifically for 0 to 18 months. And we also host that at different locations. So you can check our calendar and see what location is closest to you, the time that's most convenient to you as well. And then we also have 0 to 5 story time. And so this is for your baby as well, but you can also, if you have an older child that you would like to bring to story time, and this is the story time that you'll kind of get a little bit for everyone. Also hosted at different locations, different times. So we do really encourage you to look at our calendar and also, to select the best time and location for you. Mother Goose on the Loose and Mama Ganza. If you are interested in this story time, it is wonderful. It is available also bilingual in select locations and select times. This is for, sometimes they have puppets that come out and different props that are given so that you can engage with your child during this story time as well. And so it's a really, really great opportunity. We wanted to actually highlight and mention the names so that you could look out for it and hopefully join us really soon. YouTube story times. We do have a list of story times that were created for you guys so that you can watch them in the comfort of your home. So if you're looking for specifically for your child a story time, it is called Tiny Tales, as I mentioned before. And you could just go to our website, YouTube /OCLS videos, and you can see what we have available for you. There are so many YouTube videos on there that are good for any child, early learners 0 to 5. So just have some fun and engage with your child. Some of the songs that we sung today you will hear, and you'll hear some other ones too that you can probably add to your playlist as well. And then the library also has early literacy calendars. So the early literacy calendars come out every month, and what it is, they are suggested activities that you can do with your child at home. So you can pick them up or even get them online too. You can pick them up at your local library. We're currently giving out the one for September, and it is available in English and in Spanish. So one side will have a calendar like the one that you see here on the screen, and then it will highlight a practice, one of the ones that we talked about today, and then it'll give you an activity that you can do with your child. And then the other side of the sheet will give you book recommendations and other information that is helpful to continue to learn, grow, and connect with your child. And then here are some resources on our website. So we do have Countdown to Kindergarten that is happening throughout the system. And then those are skills, those are for the older ones, ages 3 to 5. But it is still a really good opportunity if you want to bring them in and say you wanted to do something with them. We also have another resource online where you can get book recommendations and song recommendations and anything that we would recommend that you do at home with them. So you can check that out and connect with us that way. Now, Beanstack, if you don't have an account for Beanstack, it's absolutely free, and you can connect and read different reviews, book reviews, and even be a part of our reading challenges. One that goes on all year long is 1,000 books before kindergarten, and so we know that you probably, some can, but some probably choose not to read 1,000 books off the bat in 1 month, but you can do this from when your child is itty bitty. And so we invite you, even caregivers with young babies, to sign up for this challenge. In addition to this challenge, we do host other challenges throughout the year, and you're able to read book recommendations or reviews from other users as well. So if you'd like to create an account, you can go to ocls.beanstack.org for that. It has been a pleasure to share all of this information with you all today. I really do hope that you learned something and that you can put something into practice, and that we've built some confidence in you, letting you know that you're already doing all of this and letting you know that you're doing a really, really good job with it. So I am so glad that you joined us. We're going to turn it over to Taylor.
Hi, Norlise. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, friends at home, if you have any questions for Miss Norlise, please let us know what they are in the chat. And while we're waiting for our friends to maybe think of their questions, I did have a few questions for you that I'd like to ask.
Awesome.
So, one, I have to ask, of course, do you have a favorite book that you like to read to babies?
Yeah, a lot of the books that we showed today, like Hello, My World, is a really good book because of the high contrast. But I do have a favorite, and is How Do You Make a Baby Smile? It's this one here. And this one's really cute because I'm always looking for opportunities to make animal sounds or to have, encourage caregivers to bond with their baby, whether they're hugging or they're kissing or they're playing. And so this one's a really good one because the animals kind of go around and the pictures are really bright. Look how gorgeous this
Oh,
book is. It's
wow.
just really cute. And it also talks, like, I'm a strong believer, like, use what you have in front of you. So, like, of course, our body, and talks about our neck and what it does. And, it refers to the giraffe. And so it's just a really fun book that they could engage with and interact with. So this one's really good. If you've never read it, it's How Do You Make a Baby Smile?
Awesome. It's so funny because you think of interacting with babies almost in a different way. Making story time interactive with them is just eliciting these really positive reactions from them, these smiles and giggles and just affection. So that's really awesome.
For sure.
All right. Another question I have for you is, what are some other topics that might be great to talk about with babies? We talked about it's important to maybe start talking about the body, autonomy, getting them familiar with their different body parts. Are there any other go-to topics that you'd like to mention?
I mean, you could talk about anything around them. If they're eating, what are they eating? Pointing out that they're using a spoon to eat if they're at that age, or pointing out that it's a bottle. So really anything around them you can talk about, which is why it's one of my favorite practices, really, because
Hmm.
it's so easy to do. Sometimes if your baby's not sleeping in the car and you're driving down somewhere, you could also talk about the stores you're passing, the signs you see. But one of my favorite things is anything that you're physically doing at the moment, talk about
Hmm.
that. And it'll just be like a very good learning opportunity.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, I have one last question for you. So, are there any other everyday activities that we can do to help support babies' pre-writing skills? Or maybe that we're already doing and we're just not associating it with those pre-writing skills?
So when we talk about pre-writing skills for babies, the background meaning is those fine and gross motor skills, right? So
Hmm.
those are the skills that we want to develop so that they can later, pick up a marker or, and start to use it. So
Hmm.
believe it or not, holding a bottle is doing that. Because if you have a bottle and you hold it, like, encouraging the baby to kind of hold their bottle, that's them developing those gripping skills, those fine motors, the gross motors, the big muscles in their hands.
Hmm.
And even if they're not, oftentimes caregivers love to hold their baby's hand if they're really, really tiny, or even as they get older, they like to hold the baby's hand. And so, like, you'll have the baby kind of wrap their hand over their one finger.
Hmm.
All of those things, when they're happening, they're developing the fine and gross motor skills. So this is something that you're already doing, our caregivers are already doing at home, and they may not know the benefit of it. So keep doing it and encouraging those different skills to develop.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for answering our questions and giving us such a great presentation. Thank you for being here with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Taylor.
Bye, Miss Norlise. All right, friends, we hope that you've enjoyed this presentation, and please know that the library is here to support you. For more book recommendations, tips, and general information on Every Child Ready to Read and the literacy practices that Miss Norlise went over today, please visit ocls.info/kindergarten. We also, of course, encourage you to sign up for any upcoming events by visiting ocls.info/events. And finally, we would love to have your feedback about our virtual presentation today. So please complete a survey in English or in Spanish at your convenience by visiting ocls.info/survey. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Miss Taylor. I am your host, and we will see you next time. Bye, friends.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to be the first to find out when we have new fun and informative videos for you. Orange County Library System is your place to learn, grow, connect.